Hey guys, I am going to start the live on how to make some marigolds or Cempasuchil flowers for Day of the Dead. I'm gonna go over like what tips I use, icing consistencies, and if you're watching this on replay, make sure you comment saying replay, so if you have any questions I can go back and answer them for you. And yeah, so I'm just gonna get started with going over what tips I'm going to be using and like how I start off like once I want to decorate this cookie. So first things first, I don't normally do this, but for the sake of this class and me not being able to find some things, I'm just gonna show you. So I first have my icing. Like the first color that we're gonna go with is in orange, and I put it in this what is this, cling wrap, just because I couldn't find my other couplings and we're gonna have to switch colors, so I just wanted to make it clean and not make you guys wait, so I have to clean it. So I just wrapped it in here once I get the consistency I want, and then I put this in there like normal, and I'm just gonna slide it in there. And hold on, let me see. I'm going to slide this in there. And then pull this out through the bottom, just so when I have to switch colors, it's a little bit easier. And the tip I'm going to be using is going to be, because this is a mini cookie, so I'm just showing you guys on a mini cookie because it's the cookie that I have done in the past. And I'm going to be using a 101 tip. And this is from Hobby Lobby. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this here. And put the tip on, screw it on. So I just wanted to show you guys how I put it in here. Again, this is the 104 tip. And then for the greenery, you're going to want to get another like consistency, which I'll show you guys later what the consistency is like once we do the other color. And we are going to use, what tip is this? This is the Wilton 104. But if you don't have the Wilton 104, you can also use Hobby Lobby's 104. It's basically the same. It's almost like the same tip. It's a little bit thicker, but it's going to do the same thing. And if you have a couple, you can use the same bag to switch onto a fine writing tip. Or you can also just use a tipless bag, which is what I'm going to do because, again, I can't find them. So I don't want to make you guys wait. So yeah, let's get started on this. And okay, so we're going to go in with our green first, and I'm gonna start, whatever cookie you have, this is just a shape that I created on my 3D printer, just to kind of get the shape that I needed. But I'm gonna start on this wide edge that I have right here. So you can either, if you're comfortable grabbing the cookie, of course, you can. Nobody's going to eat these cookies, so I'm just gonna grab them. But also, let me get my turntable so I can show you guys what that would look like. So, we have our turntable here. And I'm gonna start off again with greenery. And this is a 104. You're gonna want to have the, like the bottom or the side, sorry guys, I'm really nervous. The side that is the thickest at the bottom is skinny side up, and we are going to kind of hold it like at an angle, so not directly down, not directly up, but kind of like a, I guess like a 45-degree angle. And we're gonna start off in the middle here, and you're gonna wanna apply some pressure, bring it up and back down, so kind of like a U shape. And we're gonna go ahead and do that again. So we are going to do it right next to it, but make sure it kind of goes like under. So you're gonna go up, make a U, and I'm turning the table at the same time to kind of move it so I don't have to touch the cookie. But if you guys have any questions, like just feel free to ask. Again, like I'm super nervous, so I'm probably gonna say like a lot, and just ignore that. So we're going to go on the opposite end, which is this end here, and you're gonna do the same thing, but we're just going to do one leaf. Okay, so we have that. And then we're gonna get a, if you have a tip, feel free to use it. So I would normally use a tip 2 for this. It's just a basic like line tip, but I, again, couldn't find the coupling, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut this. And I'm gonna cut it pretty small. I think that's a little bit thinner than I would want. Okay, so once we have that cut, we are going to go on this end here, and you're gonna start at the bottom and just do a line. So just pull it up and bring it away. Same thing here. You're gonna do about 3 of them. And then on this side, we're going to do the same. Okay, so once we have that, it's time to start the flower. And again, we're gonna use the tip 101. And let me actually clip this really quick so it doesn't come up. Okay, so I am going to start on this side here, and it's going to be kind of basically the same thing that we did for the leaves, except for the, sorry, I'm actually going to start right here, but for the flower. And you're going to, again, not hold it at this angle or this angle. You're kind of just going to do it at a 45-degree angle. And I'm going to start right here. So the thicker, the biggest side is going to be on the bottom, thinner side up at top. And then we are going to just apply pressure. Sorry, it's going to take a while. Okay, apply pressure and up and down. And you're just going to do the same thing. Again, if you have a turntable, it's going to be really helpful for this. But if you don't, that's okay. I should probably do the leaves after. It's okay. So just bring it up and down. Up and down. Up, down. And if you want to do this like style of cookie, oh, thank you, Kayla. She says she likes my nails. I really like them too, but I haven't had nails in like 2 years, so it's really bugging me and I really want to take them off. But anyway, if you want to do like a bigger cookie, you can. You would just use the bigger tip that we're using for the leaf. And for the greenery, you would actually use a bigger tip. What is it? I know I had it here. You would use a bigger tip, which you can use this really big one. It doesn't have a number, but I mean, if you want a bigger cookie, just use a bigger tip, but same method. So again, we're gonna go up and down. Oh, Valerie, it's okay. It's gonna be available for replay, so you can always come back and take a look at it. And I also brought extra cookies in case somebody was late. You guys can see from the very beginning. So then once we have this base here, you're just gonna keep doing the same thing but overlapping it to try to get that effect that you're going, like a flower effect. So we just keep going up, but of course, instead of starting at the very edge, you're gonna try to bring it in. So up and down. And I'm just going around. And you could kind of decide if you want to add more or just leave it like that. I think that I kind of like how this looks, so I'm going to end it off, or like finish it off. And at the very middle, I'm just gonna kind of do like a little swirl. So I'm just pushing, and there you go. There you have your flower. I'm gonna actually zoom in so you guys can see a little bit closer. Or if I can. Sorry if you guys hear the train. I live like right in front of the train. So there. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with another cookie. Because we're gonna have to switch colors, but before switching colors I want to do the same thing, so if anybody missed it, they can see it, just because once I switch colors I'm gonna get really lazy to switch back. And yeah, so let's just go ahead and do another cookie. So here it is, and let me just clean off my tip from the leaf color. Again, we're gonna start off with the tip, I don't even know, I think I said 104, Wilton 104. If you don't have this, you can also use Hobby Lobby's branded 104. And we're gonna start at this big side. And if you don't have like this cookie cutter, honestly, you can just use like a regular flower looking, because that's basically what it is, and it'll work just fine. So thick bottom, or thick part at the bottom, skinny part at the top. And oh, thank you. Yeah, of course. I know that like when I watch lives, like sometimes I miss the beginning because I miss going on live. So I just wanted to show you guys. I have 4 cookies just in case. But again, we're gonna start it right here, and you're going to bring it up and down, and you're gonna tuck it kind of underneath, and you're just gonna again press. And I'm turning the table as I do this. But if you don't have a turntable, you can honestly do this as well. This turntable I got on Amazon really cheap, because it's when I started my cookie business and I didn't have a lot of money to invest in things. So it was really cheap. Honestly, I really wanted the LC Sweet ones, which I still want, but this one works fine. If you don't have it, I will show you how you can do this with your hand. You would just grab your cookie like this, start it off like that, and go under and bring it back around like this again. So you can also do it, you don't need a turntable if you don't have one. So once you have that, you're going to go on the other side. I think we did this side here. I'm just gonna clean off my tip and start at the middle, apply pressure, bring it up around, and like that. And let's go ahead and do the flower for this one. I'm going to do it on this side. No, sorry. We're gonna do the other greenery on this. So we are going to get, I'm using a tipless bag, but if you prefer using tips, I recommend using the tip 1, or sorry, the tip 2. If this is getting repetitive because I'm showing it again, I'm so sorry. But I just want to make sure you guys get this down. So apply pressure, bring it up and release. And there you go. I don't know why. Okay. And then on this side, I'm going to do the same thing. Yesterday I had an event and these cookies were really big sellers. Like I sold out right away. Thank you, Heather. She said my Boo Nails, thank you. And Holy Quality Video, thank you. I'm just using my phone. So then we are going to go ahead and start on the flower. And we are going to start, you guys, I think I messed up. I did mess up. I'm so sorry. This happened. So I'm just gonna scrape this off. This was supposed to go on this side. Just gonna do it on this side. So as I was saying, I had an event yesterday and these cookies sold out. Like they sold out right away. So if you guys are going to do like a pop-up this upcoming weekend, I really recommend doing these flowers. They sold really, really well. So 10 out of 10 recommend making this. So we're gonna start on this flower again, and let me see, I don't know where the comment stop showing. So Kathia, I'm gonna show the consistency in a minute when we switch to the other color. So again, we are using tip 104, 101 for these. These are mini cookies. If you have a bigger cookie, you can use a tip 104. So we're gonna start right here. I'm gonna clean off my tip actually because it has some royal icing stuck. Okay, so starting off here, applying pressure, we're gonna make the same shape that we did with the leaf green. And just go around and applying pressure, letting it go. And I don't know if you guys can tell, when I'm getting towards the bottom, I don't drag it on, I kind of just pull it. So I'll show you guys. So I'm going up, bringing it around and pulling it. So I'm not like dragging it with it, I just kind of pull it instead of trying to lift it or anything, because then that's going to cause the middle to kind of lift up. Again, going around. And I don't think I said it for this specific flower, but we're holding the icing back at like a 45-degree angle. So yeah, and then once you kind of have the base, that's like kind of crooked, but it's fine. It happened. I'm gonna try to fix it a little bit with this here. It doesn't matter if like the middle's not perfect because you're going to put flowers over it anyway, or like more petals. But let's go ahead and we're gonna do the same thing, but put it more towards the middle to kind of get that 3D effect and make it look more like a flower. Okay, so I just normally do these 2 layers, and again at the top we're going to finish it off by just kind of doing like we're holding it at the same angle, but I kind of just do more like a circle like that. All right, so here we have the base flower, and I am going to switch tips with this same color. I'm going to use the tip number 2. So I'm just going to use the tip number 2, and on this side here, I am just going to kind of do like little petals. So sorry, I'm just trying to get the icing out. Okay, I'm just applying pressure and releasing. You can honestly use a tip number 3 for this, but I'm just using this tip because I like to make my life hard. So, let me see. And Gabrielle, the tip that I'm using is a tip 101. It is from Hobby Lobby. Wilton has basically the same tip. Let me show you what it looks like. Sorry, I didn't see your question. I don't know why I have my iPad here, but it's not showing the comments at all. So it looks like this. It's very skinny at the bottom, and then, or sorry, very thick at the bottom, and then the top is thin. It's a 101 from Hobby Lobby. But if you're going to do this on a bigger flower, I recommend the tip 104. Okay, so then let's go ahead and go into this last thing here. And then I'm going to get the other flower, the other cookie that we worked on, and do the same thing. Yeah, of course. And you guys, like, don't get scared by making flowers, because I know when I first started doing cookies, or before I did cookies, like, I was always really scared to do them, but it's a lot easier than it looks like. You guys, I know you guys will be able to do this. So once we have this down, I'm going to show you guys how to get the dual color on the tips on the flower. So I'm going to set this off to the side, and also show you guys what the icing consistency looks like. Which one was the leaf tip? The leaf tip was tip 104. So I used 104, Wilton's 104, but also again, the 104 from Hobby Lobby works just as well. And I am going to move on to the icing, the other bag. So I'm gonna use this like reddish color. Let me see. I might have to zoom out a little bit because it's like really in there. This red color for the dual color. And then I also saved a little bit of the orange that I used for the flower because we're going to use it as well. Of course, Peggy. And I'm just going to show you guys what consistency I look for when I do flowers. Let me mix it really quick because it's been sitting here for a little bit. But so for some flowers, I like to use a little bit of a thicker consistency, but for this one here, it's not as thick as I would do like other flowers that I normally do. But I don't know if you guys can tell, it's a very, very like thick consistency. This isn't something that I would like do writing in or anything. But as you can see, like it just stays on the back of your spatula because it's very thick. It's not going to come off or anything. So this is the consistency that you want to look for in order for your flowers to keep their shape. Yeah, so this is the orange, what it looks like. It's very thick. It holds its peak. It's not going to go down or anything. And I have the same consistency for this reddish color here. And I'm just gonna give it a quick mix again. Again, it's very thick. I normally have to add powdered sugar to get this color, or sorry, to get this thickness, because usually my icing out of the mixer is a little bit thinner. It's like perfect writing consistency, but to do flowers, it's very thick. You can see it holds its peak. So what we're going to do next is you're going to want to get some cling wrap. And let me move this flower. I'm just gonna get some cling wrap. There's two ways you can do this. You can either do this, I'll show you both ways. So this is one way that you can do. You're gonna do one color in one of these like little cling wrap things and the other color in another, but you can also do them together in one. So I'm gonna show you first how it would look like if you, sorry if it got paused. My boyfriend's calling me. He's at Costco and he probably doesn't know what to get because he calls me like 20 times when he leaves. You guys probably weren't here at the beginning, but what I did for this in order to use the same bag was, and because I had to switch, was put this in a cling wrap thing. And it's like, I don't know if you guys can see, this is like very clean. So I can use this multiple times without like getting a bunch of different bags. So this is what it's gonna look like. So we're gonna do that, but with the red in order to get the dual color. So you just kind of put it in the middle. I like to spread it a little bit so it's not a blob. So we're going to spread it here. And then we're going to kind of put it in there like a burrito. And once I have it like this, what I like to do is just kind of do this so it stays in there. I just kind of turn it and you're gonna have this thing of icing. And then with this bag, you would do it with the same thing. Oh, I'm so sorry. No, I don't know if it's still paused. My boyfriend tried calling me, but I don't know if it's still paused. I'm so sorry if it is. But we have these two different things and you would put it in the, like in this bag like this, and just cut the tips. But I'm not going to do it like this. This is one way that you can do it. Let me show you the other way that I'm going to do right now, just because I want to show you the two different ways. The different ways, you're also going to get your cling wrap. Oh my gosh, I'm about to mess this up. And we're going to put both of the colors in here. So we're gonna go in with our orange. Let me mix it again. And I'm gonna put it on one side. I'm just gonna spread it like that. And I want the majority of my color on this flower to be orange. So that's why I'm gonna do it kind of like a little bit bigger, or like more, I cannot find my vocabulary today, oh my goodness. It's gonna be more on this left side than it is going to be on this other side. And I'm gonna grab this other red. It's okay if it mixes, I don't really care, because it's the whole purpose of it is for it to mix. And we're gonna put it on the other side, so right next to it. Depending on how many flowers you're using, you might need a little bit more or less icing, but because these flowers are really small and I'm not going to be making a lot of cookies, I don't need a lot of icing. But it's going to be the same thing. You're going to wrap it in here, but this time I'm not gonna wrap it kind of like multiple times. I'm just gonna want to overlap it, so for it to kind of be on top of the other. And now I want to wrap this other side for it, so that way we make sure it doesn't come out. And we're gonna do the same thing, just do this. Okay, and then I'm going to change the tip again, because remember I changed it to do the little dot things on there. I'm going to use the same tip, but let me actually clean it out really quick. I'm just gonna use my scribe to clean it, because if you have more than one tip, it's ideal, but I don't know where the rest of my tips are, so. Okay, so I'm just cleaning it off. Now I'm gonna use the 101 tip, which is the same tip we did for the other orange flowers. And before we put this on here, we need to put in this bag that we just made. So we're gonna go in again like we did with the other color and just push it in there. Try to get it. Okay, so now we have the color. We're gonna bring this cling wrap out, and you see we have both colors. We're just gonna cut that off and put the tip on. The only thing is that I want to see, I'm gonna push on it a little bit, not too much, but I want to see where, I'm just gonna move this a little bit, because since it's tangled, I want to see where the red is going to come out of. Of course it doesn't want to work right now that I'm pushing on it. Oh my goodness. I'm just trying to get it to open, if it will. Okay, so once it's out, then I'm gonna go ahead and put the tip on there. So if you have a preference where the color is going to come out, then that's where you would put like the whatever side it is. So I want mine to be mostly orange. I can tell that the orange is, oh my goodness, I just thought about saying I can tell where it's gonna come out of, because I can see it on there. You don't have to look at the bag. I just realized that. I'm so sorry. So I want most of like the base of my flower to be orange. So I'm gonna put this thicker side on the orange part and then screw it on here. Okay. Thank you, Janelle. She said that this is brilliant. I honestly, I didn't know how to do this, and I looked at a bunch of like videos on YouTube on how to do different colored, like for different colored flowers, or just anything for buttercream, because you can use the same techniques for buttercream as you can for this. So yeah, let me just cover this royal icing because I don't want it to go bad, or like for it to crust over while I'm showing you this. All right, so I have my turntable here. And again, like I said, if you don't have a turntable, that is okay. You don't need one. It is nice to have, but you don't need one. And I'm gonna zoom in really quick so you guys can look at this closer. All right, so it's going to be the same thing. This is just how you get the dual color. I'm just gonna push on this to make sure that it's coming out. Okay. So once you have that, we're gonna start on this side. We're gonna do the same thing that we did last time. Let me fix this quick because it's bugging me. All right. So again, this is the tip 101 from the Hobby Lobby brand. If you don't have this one, you can also use a Wilton. Just as long as it's a tip like this, you're fine. This is a mini cookie, so you're gonna want to hold your bag at a 45-degree angle, not straight up, not straight flat like this, more at a 45-degree angle. And you're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna start over here, and you're gonna push up and come back down. Push up and down. And sometimes when you first start to use the color, you can kind of see like it's a little bit more of one color than the other. But that's okay with me. If you want more of a difference, you would just add less of the other color that you were wanting to see on there. But for me, I kind of like how this looks, so I'm okay with it. So again, just pushing in, making like a little U, and out. I'm gonna add one more here. Okay, so now that we have the base, we are going to go over the flower, the petals that we have on here. So instead of, you're gonna start moving your bag a little bit more, like not 100% diagonally, but a little bit more straight up. Instead of like a 45-degree angle, kind of like just slightly a little bit higher. So again, we're gonna start right here, push up and down. Let me see. Up and down. Okay, so I think that it's pretty good right here. You can add as many petals as you want, whatever you think looks best. And I'm just going to finish the flower off. And in order to finish it off, I am going to just kind of start right here and just kind of do like a little bit more at like a 90-degree angle and just pull it from there. So then I'm gonna go back in and do this same little dots but on this side, but I'm going to do the other flower to show you guys again in case you didn't see what we did. So let me grab the other flower. Okay, so here it is. I accidentally bumped into it when I was trying to get, I don't know what I was trying to get, but I bumped into it, but that's okay. So we're going to go back on this side. I'm gonna start like around here. And we're gonna, again, hold our bag like at a 45-degree angle. Push out. Oh no, you're making like a U shape. I said oh no because I hit that. But it's okay because we're gonna cover it anyway. See, it's all covered. Kind of. I think this one I kind of did it a little bit more, like a little bit closer than I would like, but I'm okay with that. Okay, so once we have the base, we are going to add the rest of the petals, and we're going to press here. And again, I said this in the other flower that I did, but I'm not pulling it up. I'm like not going up when I'm trying to get like the tip off of the flower. I'm pulling straight this way, because if you pull up, it's gonna kind of cause your flower to have like icing on there, and you don't want that. So again, we're pushing up and pulling away, up, away. Okay, so we have that. I think that looks good. I'm just going to finish the flower here a little bit more at a 90-degree angle, just bringing it around and pulling it up. So there we have what the cookies would look like. I'm going to change tips again to add these things, but in the dual color. So let me just get another tip. So for this one I used a tip number 2, but I thought it was a little bit thin, and I have my tip number 3 here. So I'm just going to change tips in the same bag. Oh my goodness, I'm a mess right now. Okay. I normally don't have my nails done, and I feel like I don't know how to use my fingers anymore. So I want to take them off because I don't know what to do. Oh, thank you, Janelle. She said it's so pretty. So I have a tip number 3. We're just gonna go on this end and go like that. Just pushing on there, and you can have the finished flower, but if you feel like you want to add a little bit more greenery, you totally can. Remember, like, I know I'm really hard on myself when I do these things, but it's your creation. You're the one that is making the cookies, so it should be whatever you think looks the best. So I'm gonna add a little bit of more green here. I'm using a tipless bag for this, and I'm just gonna add a little bit more. Actually, I don't know how I feel about that. But here we have that. And then we're gonna go back on the other cookie and do the same thing. So we're gonna add these little dots. You're just applying pressure and pulling off. So this is what the flowers look like. It's not as hard as it looks, I promise. I know you guys can recreate this, and you guys are going to do an amazing job. I had these at a market yesterday. I don't think they take a long time to make. Obviously right now they kind of took a little bit longer because I'm showing you guys, but I had these at a market, and the cookie sets, I put them in mini bags because they're mini cookies. The cookie sets that had these cookies sold first, and everybody wanted the ones that had the flowers. So this is what it is going to look like. And again, if you don't have a turntable, that's okay. With this last cookie, I'll show you guys how to do a flower if you don't have a turntable. Remember, I did these without a turntable, so I just want to show you guys that you guys don't need a turntable if you don't have one, as I use a turntable. I love these. Thank you for doing such a great job at explaining this. Thank you, Chrissy. I am really trying because I have not done a class for like over a year. So yeah, so I'm just going to show you guys again without the turntable. We are going to do it on this side. We're grabbing tip 104 and using it at a 45-degree angle, bring it up and back. The only thing is, when you don't have a turntable, it's a little bit harder to like avoid this. So if you have this, you just kind of want to use your scribe and just bring it down. Laura asked, how long does it take for them to dry before bagging? I do them at night, so like the night before my orders due. But generally for any flower, I also use my dehydrator, but you want to wait at least like 4 to 5 hours maybe. But if you don't have that much, and if you have a dehydrator, you could probably take less time. Like if you leave them in there and you know your icing and your cookie will be fine. But I tried to leave them overnight just because I feel like I work really hard on these and I don't want them to just get smashed. But again, like if you don't have that much time, as long as you have 4 hours, they should be fine. Of course, it depends on what your recipe is as well. Mine is more like I don't want to say a glaze, but I do add corn syrup to my royal icing. That's another thing. I add corn syrup to my royal icing. Yeah, I don't know what words I was trying to use, but even by adding the corn syrup, I still can get a nice flour, because I know some people say that if you add corn syrup, you can't get a nice flour, and that is not true. Because I add corn syrup to all of my icing, and it gives it a really soft bite. It makes them shinier. So yeah. So appreciate you sharing your knowledge. Thank you, Dawn. I don't mind showing you guys, because I know when I first started, I really had a lot of questions and I wanted to learn how to do things. So of course, I'm just gonna show you again what to get, or how to do this without the turntable. This, of course, I would just do it on my thing, but because I have it up here, I'm gonna show you again. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask, because I don't mind them at all. I'm gonna go back in. This is again the tip 101. I'm gonna go here, 45-degree angle without a turntable. I'm just using my hand to show you guys. So just again, bring it up. You just have to move your finger with it. So you see how you move your finger, your hand with the cookie. It is a little bit harder, I will say that, but it is doable. Oh no, it is doable. Okay, so again, let me just fix that. And you're just gonna go back around on top, the same technique but without a turntable. And there you go. So obviously it looks nicer if you have a turntable, but you don't necessarily need it. But I mean, it looks nice too. So if you have a turntable, I would probably use it. But yeah, that's basically it. I smashed this one right now, but it's fine because they're just for me. If you have any questions, and if you're watching the replay, feel free to ask them, and I'll try to answer them for you guys. But yeah, they look pretty nice, I think. How long did it take for me to perfect them? Honestly, I had only made these like the day I had an order for these is when I first tried them. So it didn't take me too long to try to perfect it, but just keep practicing. Honestly, if you can also make these as transfer flours if you don't want to waste a cookie, which I don't know if you guys know how to do the transfer flours or not, but if you wanted to do these and just put them on your cookie instead of doing it, you can also do that. You would just do it with a flour nail if you want to practice using royal icing and not on a cookie, but you can always scrape this off and start all over if you want. But I honestly tried it within the first try and I was able to get it down, but just keep practicing, you'll get the hang of it. Tony, you missed the beginning. Will you be able to watch this later? Yes, I'll save this for replay. I go over the tips, icing consistency, and all of that, and how to get the dual color. And Rocky, they are beautiful. Thank you. And Magdalena, thank you. So yeah, that's basically it. Again, if you guys have any questions, make sure you put replay and I'll answer any questions that you guys may have, but that's basically it on how we do these cute little flowers. And they're minis. Again, I put them in mini packs and they sold really quick. They don't take too long, so you're not going to be taking a long time to make these. And yeah, so that's basically it. I'm going to end the live now. And yeah, thanks so much for spending some of your Sunday time to watch how I make these flowers. And if you guys recreate this, like, I want to see them. So yeah, you guys have a great and amazing rest of your Sunday. And if you guys have time on Tuesday evening, I'll be doing another live on how to manage your time. So time management and organization, and how I use Asana to keep a track of my orders. That's going to be Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Time. I believe that is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So Yes, I'm about to call my boyfriend and get him out of Costco because he's probably sitting there and doesn't know what to do. But yeah, great. Thanks so much, you guys. Have a good rest of your Sunday.